Good evening and welcome to Global Lens on Apna Watan TV. I'm Saadia Afzaal. Tonight we confront a harsh truth about the United Nations. Long seen as the guardian of global order, is now losing its strength, while crises like Syria, Gaza, Ukraine and Sudan spiral out of control. The United Nations paralysis isn't just bureaucratic failing, it's a moral crisis. And for Pakistan, this erosion isn't theoretical, it's personal and pressing. So we ask, why is the UN failing us and what must change? The UN was born from a promise, never again. Yet today, that promise falters. The Security Council, meant to enforce peace, is crippled by veto deadlocks, especially amid crises in Gaza, Ukraine and Sudan. Its paralysis has turned the UN into a theater. Deep geopolitical division between the US and its allies on one side and Russia and China on the other has destroyed unified action. As the UN peacekeeping chief lamented that the world no longer cooperates like it did in East Timor or Liberia. Even the number of peacekeepers deployed has dropped dramatically in recent years. General Assembly meetings are no longer engines of policy. They're just rituals. UN is becoming obsolete as summits like NATO and G20 emerge as more effective forums. In New York, Pakistan's UN mission has not been silent. Recently, Ambassador Asim Iftikhar Ahmed told the Security Council, "We refuse to be bystanders. This is moral bankruptcy." He called for the Council to act or risk abolishing its own credibility. At the UNGA, Pakistan co-sponsored a massive resolution, 149 votes in favor, demanding an immediate and permanent ceasefire, lifting the Gaza blockade, free humanitarian aid, and revival of UNRWA. He said moral bankruptcy must have no space in this house. Earlier, Pakistan's mission had criticized the Security Council's failure to act decisively, not just in Gaza, but also in Kashmir and other conflict zones, calling for reform of its undemocratic structure. Former Pakistani diplomat Masood Khan also warned that while the UN still leads in areas like climate and development, its conflict resolution mandate needs urgent reinvigoration. It must be empowered to mediate, adjudicate, and lead peace negotiations, not just stand by. These failures are not limited to a single region. In Sudan, over 150,000 people have died. Famine and cholera ravaged the population, and yet the UN stands accused of looking away. Its red lines don't apply where its structure can't enforce them. In Ukraine, the United Nations impotence inspired a proposal for a U-24 multilateral rapid action body. And look at Gaza. When the Security Council failed to call for a ceasefire, Pakistan's envoy called it not just wrong, but a collapse of humanity. If the UN cannot enforce international law, the very pillars of global justice collapse. For Pakistan, reliant on multilateral norms from Kashmir advocacy to humanitarian diplomacy, this erosion is existential. This state of affairs undermines our voice in global conflict resolution, weakens the pillars of accountability and justice that serve weaker states, invites global skeptics, those who see the UN as a facade for powerful interests. We need not just reform, but rebirth. What can we do? Number one, veto reform. Abolish or restrict vetoes in cases of humanitarian catastrophe. Create exceptions where the Council is empowered to act for Gaza, Sudan, and Ukraine. Number two, revitalize peacekeeping. Embrace flexible peacekeeping models with regional leadership, for example, African Union, neighboring coalitions, as proposed by Guterres' new agenda for peace. Number three, empower General Assembly. Give the UNGA teeth by uniting for peace, and reinforceable resolutions when the Council fails. Number 4, elevate voice of Global South. led Pakistan and other mid-tier states chair more UN bodies, shaping both agenda and action. Number 5. Champion institutional integrity. Continue pushing for UN leadership in humanitarian access, conflict prevention, international law, development, and climate justice. The United Nations is not merely an institution. It is the soul of global cooperation. Its failure risks unraveling the rules-based world. Reforming the UN is not optional, it is imperative. The future of justice, peace, and most importantly, humanity depends on it. This is Saadia Afzaal for Apna Watan TV.
You are watching Apna Watan.